なんとかなったみてえだな。畳みかける。これがスーパーサイヤ人3だ。
All right, gentlemen, we are anxiously waiting for PvP to go live. I don't really know when we're going to release this video, but you guys have enjoyed the equipment guides for the new units, so I'm going to continue them. Let's just drop immediately with Shallot here. Shallot is a ranged type legend. We saw in his stat breakdown that he is definitely more blast oriented than he is strike oriented. So when it comes to building his teams as well as building his equipment, we're going to rely on that fact. Starting with the easy ones. For his equips, if you have a low starred Shallot, one thing I like to do is only give one pure and then work with 2 base main stat equips. So I want 2 pieces of equipment that buff up his base blast attack and then 1 pure at the end, just to ensure that the character has enough base offense to leverage how the pure offensive buff works, where pure equips give you a greater buff because the number that they work with is after all your base multipliers have been applied. So with sufficient base amounts, a pure equip can net you greater blast attack, because we're chasing blast attack here, than other equips. So for a low star Shallot, I think this is a decent option. It's the Legends ranking blast equip. Gives this character 45% base blast attack with 30% base blast defense. Pretty valuable. Ultra Gogeta Blue is everywhere, so you know you're going to be hit with a lot of blast cards. I also like this for these game original characters. It's both offenses with some max HP. Can't really go wrong with it. So these are the 2 base equips I will be relying on for Shallot. And then for the pure equip, remember, he's a Super Saiyan God, so he fits the bill for this piece of equipment. He gets max HP, double base defenses, but the wonderful double pure offenses as well. So for the showcase, these are the 3 equips I'm going to be running. 45% base blast attack, gets another 30% here with 10% max HP, and then this equip here, giving him another 10% max HP, both defenses, both pure offenses. Really, really awesome. If you have Shallot at higher stars, and or you're applying Zenkai buffs to him, because remember, he starts as a green plus character, then you can probably get away with giving another pure equip. So you could go ahead and trade this equip for something like this. I think this would work pretty good. Now that he is, well, he's designed to be the right-hand man for Ultra Gogeta Blue, and I think this equip would work pretty good because the equipment conditions want you to fight with another Saiyan battle member, and they want you to fight with another God Key battle member. So Shallot paired with Ultra Gogeta Blue, perfect for satisfying these conditions. So if it came down to me having an 8-star Shallot, or I take my 5-star Shallot and I give him 1 or 2 Zenkai buffs, then I would replace this bad boy with this guy, simply because the pure offensive stats over here. So that's Shallot. That's going to be great. When it comes to building his team, I already told you I would take Shallot himself and pair him with Ultra Gogeta Blue. These 2 just run beautifully together. Red character, green character, ranged character, ranged character. They designed them to run together. But one thing I'm also going to run them with, one character I'm going to run them with is Android 13. I think Android 13 pairs beautifully with Shallot because this guy's main ability is going to draw you a green card and a blue card. And for Shallot, one thing that he wants is greens and blues for his gimmick. Whenever this character uses a green card, he's going to pull a blue card. And for every blue card he destroys when he uses one, he's going to activate another one of these effects at random. So if you have only 1 blue card, you activate the 1 blue card in your hand, you're going to randomly pull one of these effects. For every blue card you destroy, you increase your odds of pulling another effect. So if I kill 2 blue cards, I'm going to activate 2 of these effects at random. You're really going to be chasing this. You really want this feint infliction chance. So if you imagine a scenario where I start off as Android 13, and then I pop a main ability, and then I swap to Shallot, you're going to have a green card and a blue card in your hand, and then Shallot with 25% of his unique gauge pulls another green card. So that means I have 2 greens in my hand. I use one as a stop time. Oh, I didn't catch my opponent. I use another one. Okay, I caught them. And now I got 3 blue cards in my hand. Very much increasing my my chances of pulling the feint in the blue card. Very strong combo. So that's how I would build a team for him. When it comes to the Zenkai benches, this is unfortunately where it's going to get a bit weird for these guys. At least he's a fusion warrior. And then for Ultra Gogeta Blue, I'll have to double check. I think it's Fusion Warrior. Yeah. You're not going to miss out too much on the Ultra ability. It depends on how you're going to prioritize this. You can leave him off the leader slot and then make your bench just Fusion Warrior characters. We have plenty Zenkai buffers for that. We can go with the red Gogeta, who gives a Z ability for Fusion Warriors, and then you can use this green Gogeta to Zenkai buff Shallet, and then you can go with the yellow Gotenks for max HP, or if you really wanted to, put this Super Saiyan Gogeta on the bench, because this guy's Zenkai ability is for Blue Movie Saga, which is a Zenkai buff for Android 13, and his Z ability is going to be Blast Attack, which your team is set up as. So you can go with that if you wanted, or you can just go ahead and throw Android 13 off the leader slot and you put Gogeta there. I have to double check what his Z ability is, but he counts as a Fusion Warrior after he transforms. His Z ability, is it for Fusion Warriors? No. So you'd have to put him in the leader slot, or you'd have to put him beside Gogeta and put Shallot in the leader slot. Up to you. Either way, you can make this work. The next character is Super Saiyan Trunks and Gohan. So similar to what I said for Shallot, if I have him at lower stars, the Legends ranking equip looks pretty good. Game original equip looks pretty good. And then what you choose afterwards depends on what your team composition is. So hold on. Let me pull these equips up just so it's easier for us to choose. Let's see. Where is that other equip? Okay. So I talked about this equip when we did the equipment guide for Legend Rose. I think this is a fantastic equip. And the beauty of it is you can roll the middle slot for blast attack. So 12% max HP, 32% blast attack, health restore buffs, as well as special move damage. What's not to love? I think this is going to be a must run on this character. Next, you could choose this if you wanted to. If you really feel like running Shallot, Gogeta, and this guy in the leader slot, you're going to complicate your Zenkai buffs. But if you're looking to make this character work with them and you need some pure equips, then this works out because it provides 6% pure blast per ranged battle member, which those two are. If you're going to run them on the future team, which I am going to be doing, you can sort of get away with this. It's going to depend on your Zenkai bench, mainly because it provides the pure blast attack here. If your priority is the yellow Goku Black and the Legend Rose, then your bench is going to be more strike oriented, so this might fare better if you went for that. What I would prefer is probably going for this, because you're going to get the pure strike attack and pure blast attack with the base offenses, and using this character alongside Legend Rose satisfies the weapon wielder condition. In my showcase for them, that's the team I'm using. Yellow Goku Black, as well as Legend Rose. And my bench is going to be yellow Full Power Frieza, the yellow Trunks and Vegeta that got a Zenkai, as well as the Kid Buu, LF Kid Buu. Just because that's 3 blast-based Z abilities, but they all Zenkai buff everyone on the team. So at least I can make up for the fact that all my Z abilities are blast-oriented. And then I have Trunks and Gohan in the leader slot, so they're not missing out on that. That's what I'm probably going to be rolling with. But similar to Shallot, if you got a 5-star version of this guy, I say run this. Max HP, base blast attack. Legends ranking equip for the 45% blast attack. And then if you're running them alongside Legend Rose, then throw this to satisfy the, to get yourselves a pure offensive stat here. If you have them at higher stars, then you can go ahead and switch it up a bit. You can go ahead and replace the Legends ranking equip with another pure equip option. What are some good ones that you can roll with? You could use this one, like I said before, if you wanted to. Or you could use this one here. You could use this if you wanted to, depending on what your Zenkai bench looks like. But you could also use this because the final slot is a... You could roll it for the pure blast attack with a God to be battle member, which you're going to be getting because of Legend Rose. So that's how I would build them. For the team, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take you guys. I'm going to take this guy. And then I'm going to take Yellow Goku Black, this guy. And then my bench is going to be full power Frieza. Sorry, it's going to be you. It's going to be the yellow full power Frieza LF. Very old LF, if I can find him here. Where on earth is he? This guy here. And then for the blue, I'm going to go with LF Kid Buu. Where are you? Where's LF Kid Buu? There. These guys provide a blast-based Z ability right over here. And then they got the Zenkai Awakening, so they can provide a Zenkai buff for... Oh wait, no. Hold on. Their Zenkai ability is actually for yellow hybrids. Oh, sorry, never mind. Well, you can run them for the blast-based Z ability. Scratch that. If you're going to be trying to Zenkai buff the yellow Goku Black, then maybe you're better off just going with the yellow Broly or going with the yellow Future Gohan instead then. Okay. Totally forgot about that. But this one for sure, he provides a blast-based Z ability. Powerful opponent. And then the Zenkai buff is for a yellow powerful opponent, which is great. And then Kid Buu, just a Zenkai buff Legend Rose. Z ability provides a blast attack for powerful opponent, and then his Zenkai buff is for blue powerful opponent, which is for good old Legend Rose. So they don't miss out. That's how I build them. That's the team I'm going to be setting up. I'll go into further details when I do the showcase. And then finally, Pan. Another beautiful support character. So support characters, you don't really count on them to deal damage, despite her kit having her sort of turn up the damage notch after 40 timer counts. I still don't think I'm going to focus building her on damage. I'm actually going to build her for survivability. And we got some wonderful equips we can use for that. I'm probably going to run Pan with the double Brolys. I think her sub-count manipulation pairs beautifully with that guy, Red Broly's anti-switching. Damage support for those two powerful characters is beautiful. And then she also provides healing for the team when she returns to standby, which Legend Broly would love to get. So for the equipment options, I'm going to give... Where is it? So some great options for her. One of them is going to be the gold equip. This one here. You can go with this. You can go with this. Go with this. You can go with this if you really wanted to. She really has fantastic equipment options, but those are the ones that I like the most. This is beautiful. I give this to Android 13 because he's a support type, but now Pan can use it as well. Blast defense, max HP, a little bit of strike attack because she is a strike-oriented character, but it's really this. 10% to pure strike attack and blast defense. I'm not really prioritizing her offensive stat. Yeah, I'm caring more about the blast defense here because Gogeta exists. But just the fact that this is just like a little cherry on top. It just comes with it. Getting a little bit of offense with plenty of defense, really great. This is fantastic as well because odds are you're going to be running one of the Brolys with this Pan. So this is great for her as well. Health restore buff, max HP buff, double pure defense, really, really awesome. I think Pan is just perfect for the green Broly. You can use this as well. Roll it for the 32% base strike attack, and then you get the availability of these awesome defensive stats. Because, like I said, you're probably gonna run her alongside one of the Brolys, so you satisfy the pure strike defense. And then she herself counts as a hybrid Saiyan, so you get the pure blast defense. You can run this because it offers both defenses with plenty of the base strike attack. And then this works really well as well because double base defense and then double pure defense. So really, really awesome. I'm probably going to build Pan completely defensive with this bad boy here. Probably this here, and then I'm gonna shift between this and this just because it's showcase night. People kind of want to, the easiest thing for them to see is going to be damage for these characters, and they kind of tailored her to be a little bit more offensive after 40 timer counts, but that's what I'm probably gonna roll with. And then for her team, like I said, Pan just being the supportive battery for you, Mr. Legend Broly, and then his best friend, the infamous Red Broly. That's going to be my showcase team. So you let me know what you think. I know some of you will probably be summoning for Pan just for hybrids. So if your plan is to run hybrids, you probably go with Pan, the blue Father-Son Kamehameha, and the new Trunks and Gohan. You're probably going to use the Boo Duo as your bench. Even though this character only gives a half Zenkai buff, it's really the blast-based Z ability and the half Zenkai buff that you want to sort of make sure the new game original character gets sufficient blast-based Z abilities while FSK is not held back by getting the half Zenkai buff from them. And then you could use these guys, Trunks and Vegeta, because their Z ability works for hybrid Saiyans at 14 stars, and the Zenkai ability is for yellow hybrids, so you could provide a yellow hybrid Zenkai buff for Pan if you wanted to. And then for the Trunks and Gohan, you can go with, let's see, red hybrids. Do we have a red hybrid Zenkai buff? I don't think so. You were Vegeta clan, so you could work, but I don't think your Z ability was hybrids. Yeah, so that's not gonna fly. Was it you? And then we can go for the Zenkai. Yeah, red hybrid Saiyan. So you could probably use him as the Zenkai bench. But if your priority is going to be these guys instead of them, then I'd probably just roll with another red hybrid Saiyan Zenkai buffer. So either way, you let me know what you think. Eager to see what kind of teams you guys put up with. And let me know for any additional feedback on these little guide videos. But until next time, guys, peace.